Hello, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and share, and because this injustice for these little girls is still not found out who's the culprit. Now, three little girls go missing in Texas, Cache County, Texas. Now, they go missing around 9 o'clock, and then they're found around 1 in the morning, and it takes to about 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. I believe, to find to get permission to so they can search the river, a pond. Now, that story just sounds weird because the mother went to work and the cousin, his name is Paris, 32 years old, was left with her 6 kids. Out of the 6 kids, 3 went missing. So I'm trying to figure out, how did they get missing? What happened to them? Did they sneak out? Or did the cousin do something to them? Just going on my opinions, because it seems like no one else is. So, and this happened in July 2022. This is my first time hearing about it. It's, the news cover says that it wasn't nothing 3 weeks ago. Isn't that weird? 3 weeks ago. So, here's another county where nothing get done. It seemed like it was not a lot of done with it. But they say that the cops asked, after they said that they were murdered, because they said that it was strangled and they had some kind of injuries on their face, scratches or something. And the cousin that was watching them, they asked him, was trying to ask him information. He declined to answer anything and said that his mother said not to talk to the police. My thing is, okay, that's your family member, but you're not gonna talk to the police to find out, to get something out, to find out what happened to these 3 girls. What are you hiding that you do not want to talk to the police? Did you do something to them? Is that why you're not talking to the police? That it's really bad, especially the fact oh, especially the fact about it, that it's a family member, and a family member not trying to get evidence and cooperate with the police so they can find out what happened to the little girl. What did that say? That family member might well be an enemy, because if they can't answer questions to help find out what happened to them, A, B, and so they can mark off their little checklist, the police probably felt that they don't have to do nothing. So, the whole thing is so messed up. It's so messed up. Why is he not cooperating? Why was they found in a pond? Why was so obviously there was no water in their system to save drowning. And also, I only seen about 2 or 3 posts on Facebook, and Facebook is usually a place where you post things like this. I ain't really look on YouTube, so I don't really know if a lot of people actually is taking base on it or talking about it. But this is a 8-year-old baby, a 9-year-old baby, and a 5-year-old baby that no one is talking or saying anything. I want y'all to listen up, and I want you to listen hard. What if your child is the next target? What if your cousin child is the next target? Because when a person do a crime like this to a kid, some people gets a kick out of it. So, do you think that that's going to be the last kid that happened like that? Maybe they go to another county and then go back to that county and do things and harm more children. So, if you've seen anything, you need to speak up and you need to put it out here because it's messed up. They buried these babies without knowing what happened to them. They know what happened to them, but they don't know who did it. People always walking around keeping their mouth quiet and stuff when it comes to kids or other crimes. But y'all need to listen up and y'all need to listen up hard. What if the next target is your kid? Because you think if the person know you probably know something, or even if you don't, they'll probably just target you just for no reason. So you keeping your mouth quiet, no one's really speaking out, but the mother and probably like a couple of her family members. This is happening all over the world. So when it get hot, you usually just go to another state. So y'all need to start speaking out and y'all need to start opening your mouths when this harm is going to these kids and stop being buttholes. Because it makes no sense for you not to say anything. 3 little babies are gone and y'all look at their faces. There are beautiful little girls. And y'all not saying nothing. And if you know something, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself for not doing anything and you know something. If you know something, you don't do nothing, that makes you worse than a person that committed that crime. It makes you worse because you know what that person is capable of and you say nothing. So that makes you worse than the person that actually did it. Well, I want y'all to listen to these couple of the clips and y'all judge it how you want. Please share, like, and get to talking about this. Any kids, any, anything that happened, any kids, you need to open your mouth and say something.
We now know that the case has been handed over to the Texas Rangers, but prior to that, what was the information that led to the call to finding these 3 bodies?
So Texas Game Wardens received a call about 10 o'clock on Friday night, a report of 3 children missing. And so we gathered up our assets and went out to the last known location of them. We brought in one of our K9 units. That search led to a pond, which was about 200 yards away from the residence. And so there, close to that pond, we found a pair of tennis shoes right next to the water. And so we had the family members identified that was one of the little girl's tennis shoes that was missing. So that way we could focus our efforts closer to the water's edge or to the water. We actually found some footprints in the mud leading into the water. So that kind of narrowed our search down even more. And after that, we kind of brought in a dive team to help search efforts, underwater rescue or recovery. And about 1 or 2 o'clock on Saturday morning, we located all 3 victims. And so they've been all sent off to autopsy, and the investigation's been turned over to the Texas Rangers.
A very sad update tonight on a story we first reported on last summer. In July of 2022, 3 siblings reported missing were found dead inside a nearby pond. That news shocked the entire community and the Atlanta school district where those children attended class. Now we're learning that the Texas Rangers are investigating their deaths as a homicide after autopsy reports returned showing evidence of strangulation. The girls also suffered some lacerations to their faces. Authorities say multiple witness statements have been obtained. DNA testing is ongoing and that investigation will continue. If anybody has any information about their deaths, call Texas Ranger Josh Mason at 903-255-5727.
In the case of 3 children reported missing, then later found dead nearly 8 months later after their bodies were pulled from a Cass County pond, the DA there says the case is now a homicide investigation. 9-year-old Zariel Robinson Oliver, 8-year-old Amaya Hughes, and 5-year-old Tamari Robinson Oliver were found in a pond off Highway 77 just west of Atlanta. An autopsy reveals all 3 girls were strangled to death. They also suffered cuts to their faces. If you have any information on the deaths of these 3 young...
The Texas Rangers are investigating the murders of 3 young girls in Cass County, and now a controversial organization is injecting itself into the situation.
NBC6's Donald Britton shares the latest.
The mother of the 3 Cass County girls who were murdered last summer now has the support of the new Black Panther Nation.
We are hurting with this mother and her family because we don't understand how 3 beautiful little black girls could be murdered in this county, and yet the lead investigative agencies did not even know it was a murder. They looked at it as an accidental drowning.
9-year-old Zariel Robinson Oliver, 8-year-old Amaya Hughes, and 5-year-old Tamari Robinson Oliver were reported missing on July 29th by their cousin, who was responsible for their care while their mother was working. The next day, their bodies were found in a pond off Texas Highway 77 outside of Atlanta, Texas. Recent autopsy reports show evidence that all 3 girls have been strangled and suffered lacerations to their faces, and their deaths are now being investigated as homicides. New Black Panther Nation is demanding the Texas Rangers get the FBI involved.
Every citizen in this county, no matter what your race is, no matter what your class or status is, should be outraged and absolutely concerned and walking around paranoid that a child killer is on the loose.
So far, no arrests have been made. If you have any information, contact the Texas Rangers. Donald Britton, NBC6 News.
It's just like any rural community. Everybody knows everybody, so they're a close-knit community, and so she does have the support there. But I mean, there was lots of people out searching for these girls yesterday.
The investigation.
Well, an unfortunate update here over the weekend. Authorities finding clothing near a private pond neighboring a children's home. It was there divers were able to recover 3 bodies of children that went missing over the weekend. The circumstances of the incident are under investigation, but we're also learning new details about that troubling discovery that happened over in Cass County over the weekend. That's where those bodies were discovered and went missing on Friday. Several agencies were searching for the 9-year-old, 8-year-old, and 5-year-old who were all girls. On Saturday, authorities found the clothing near that pond that we mentioned earlier. Divers went in and were able to recover the bodies by Sunday morning. We'll continue to bring you updates on the story. Just head online to krhdnews.com.
Now, so I hear one of the, out of all the different ones I played, one of them talks about how their clothes was around the pond. I would like to know what kind of items, clothes was it? Was it a shirt? Was it underwear? Was it the shorts? Was it socks? What kind of items it was? And then they talk about DNA. So that tells me there is some DNA from the perpetrator, not the little girls. So that also says something different. Like it could have been sexual assault, molestation on these little girls. That's just from my opinion. They didn't say it. They did say something about DNA. But usually when they talk about crimes, they talk about DNA. They usually talk about that type of DNA with sexual assault. So, I didn't have them hear anything else, and them are the only things. That was 3 weeks ago when they actually, them reports was put out there, and I haven't seen anything else. I'm on YouTube looking, and I don't see nothing else. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Why are they not saying anything else? And that guy to always be a lawyer on everything, he ain't really saying anything else either. That's the only report I seen him, and that was a small little clip. If he got a bigger clip of that, I haven't found it. And I just started looking today because I just ran across this today. So it's frustrating and it pisses me off that it's not more people talking about this. pisses me off. More people are not talking about it. It's not really things getting done. So I'm like, dang, do the world even care? Because it's not talk. It's no talk. And I don't hardly see any posts on Facebook. I don't hardly see the mother's name, the mother's face or anything. Yeah, I see the mother's face, but I'm saying I don't see a lot of posts. You see, my thing is, if you want things done, when everything cluttered the internet real hard, that right there is when things get done. Sometimes it gets done, but it gets everybody knowing all details and knowing about it, and then wanting them to, it touched their hearts where the fact that they do something that is more people posting about, is more people, other than these probably secret groups. It's like 1,000 or probably more secret groups, but these secret groups ain't doing nothing because of simple fact. Secret groups of chats about it ain't doing nothing because everybody ain't gonna be looking for these secret groups. You gotta post pictures, make things. And the cops, how I feel about that is they need to get on their job and do their job. If the guy won't speak the heck up, isn't it? Y'all can arrest him. Point blank, just arrest him. They don't want to answer because of simple fact he was the last one seen with them. And what's up with the clothes by the pool? That says another thing. Why is they not? Sorry if I'm repeating myself because I didn't remember the last part I was at because my daughter keep on acting the food. So with that being said, yeah, I think that the cousin should be arrested. And because why he don't want to talk to the cops? They're supposed to his cousins, his little cousins, little baby cousins, and he don't want to help. He don't want to help find out who did it. Anything that he remember was going on, he don't want to talk. So I just felt that he should be arrested. And the one that told him not to talk, maybe she need to be arrested too. Maybe she'll talk. Maybe they'll say what they seen, what happened. That's all the cops wanted, for him to tell what happened. The little girl sitting out the door. What the case? What happened to them 3 babies? What happened to them? Y'all have a great one. Like, share. This need to get out. And continue to watch out for your family. Y'all have a great one. You know what? I just thought about something. This I was going to just ace out of this thing. The Karen Robinson story. If you think about that, it'd be much harder to kidnap 3 little girls. You just think about that.